The story of Paul healing the sick on the island of Malta, as recorded in Acts 28 verses 7 to 10, is a powerful testament to faith, divine providence, and the transformative impact of service. This narrative occurs during Paul's voyage to Rome, where he was being sent as a prisoner to stand trial before Caesar. The journey was fraught with peril, including a harrowing shipwreck. Yet, even amidst these challenges, God's plan unfolded in remarkable ways. After surviving a violent storm and a shipwreck, Paul and his companions, along with the ship's crew and other passengers, found themselves washed ashore on the island of Malta. The local inhabitants, described in the text as unusually kind and hospitable, welcomed the survivors. They built a fire to warm them and offered care and comfort. This immediate display of compassion set the tone for what would become a deeply impactful encounter between Paul and the Maltese people. Among the leaders of the island was a man named Publius, described as the chief official or governor of Malta. Publius extended extraordinary hospitality to Paul and his companions, hosting them for 3 days. This gesture of kindness further demonstrated the generosity and openness of the Maltese people, even towards strangers. During their stay, Paul learned that Publius' father was gravely ill. He suffered from fever and dysentery, a condition that was likely life-threatening given the limited medical knowledge of the time. Moved by compassion, Paul visited the sick man. He prayed over him, laid his hands on him, and through the power of God, the man was miraculously healed. This act of healing was a profound demonstration of God's power working through Paul, affirming his role as a servant and messenger of Christ. The healing of Publius' father had a ripple effect across the island. News of the miracle spread rapidly, and soon, others who were sick or afflicted came to Paul seeking healing. The text records that many were healed, showcasing not only Paul's obedience to God but also the faith and hope of the Maltese people who sought divine intervention through him. This sequence of events underscores the intersection of human need and divine provision. The people of Malta responded to Paul's ministry with deep gratitude and generosity. They honored him and his companions in many ways, offering provisions and assistance as they prepared to continue their journey. This mutual exchange of kindness and blessing highlights the transformative power of faith and service. Paul and his companions, though initially strangers, became instruments of God's grace to the people of Malta. In turn, the Malteses' hospitality and gratitude reflected the universal truth that love and care transcend cultural and social boundaries. Despite being a prisoner and enduring a shipwreck, Paul's presence on Malta was no accident. God's providence was evident in orchestrating events for the benefit of both Paul and the Maltese people. This serves as a reminder that even in the midst of hardship, God's plans are at work. Both the Maltese people's hospitality and Paul's healing ministry illustrate the profound impact of compassion. Acts of kindness, whether through providing shelter or offering prayer, have the power to change lives and reveal God's love. The miraculous healings on Malta underscore the connection between faith and God's power. While Paul acted as the vessel, the true source of healing was God, responding to faith and need. The interaction between Paul and the Maltese people demonstrates that service is a two-way street. While Paul ministered to their physical and spiritual needs, the Maltese met his material needs and provided encouragement. This mutual exchange is a beautiful example of how communities can support and uplift one another. The story of Paul healing the sick on Malta is a vivid reminder of the ways in which God works through individuals to bring about healing, hope, and transformation. It highlights the importance of faith compassion, and service, showing how these virtues can bridge divides and bring glory to God. For modern readers, this account serves as an inspiration to trust in God's sovereignty, extend kindness to others, and be open to the opportunities God provides to be instruments of His grace in the world. The account of the Apostle Paul's time on the island of Malta, as recorded in Acts 28 verses 1 to 10, is rich with profound lessons for modern readers. It captures a narrative of survival, divine intervention, and the transformative power of faith. Paul's experience in Malta not only underscores God's sovereignty, but also highlights essential virtues such as kindness, resilience, and the impact of witnessing God's power in action. This essay will explore the lessons from Paul's healing ministry in Malta and its enduring relevance. Paul's arrival in Malta was far from a planned mission trip. It was the result of a shipwreck during his journey to Rome as a prisoner. Despite the dire circumstances, this event demonstrates God's ability to orchestrate His purposes through adversity. The shipwreck, though seemingly disastrous, positioned Paul in a place where he could minister to the Maltese people. This teaches us that no situation, no matter how chaotic or challenging, is outside the control of God. Often, our trials and setbacks serve as divine setups for greater purposes. For modern readers, this lesson encourages trust in God's plan, even in the midst of life storms. One of the first details mentioned in the narrative is the kindness of the Maltese people. Acts 28 verse 2 states, "The islanders showed us unusual kindness. They built a fire and welcomed us all because it was raining and cold." The hospitality of the islanders provides a powerful example of how compassion and generosity can create an environment for divine encounters. Their kindness not only met Paul and the other survivors' immediate needs, but also opened the door for a spiritual exchange. This lesson reminds us of the importance of showing kindness to strangers, as it often paves the way for deeper connections and shared blessings. Paul's healing of Publius's father, who was suffering from fever and dysentery, and his subsequent healing of many others on the island, showcase the power of God working through him. These miracles not only alleviated physical suffering, but also served as a testament to God's presence and power. The Maltese people, who had initially viewed Paul with suspicion, became receptive to his message because of these acts of healing. This demonstrates the importance of living out one's faith in tangible ways, allowing God's power to speak through actions as much as words. The story of Paul's healing ministry in Malta is a testament to God's sovereignty, the power of faith, and the importance of virtues like kindness and resilience. It reminds us that adversity can be a gateway to divine opportunities, and that our actions, when guided by faith, can leave a lasting impact on those around us. As modern believers, we can draw inspiration from Paul's example to trust God's plan, show hospitality to others, and be vessels of His power and grace in every circumstance. Ultimately, Paul's time in Malta serves as a powerful reminder that God's purposes prevail, even in the most unexpected places.